That was a good grab.
Suzuki flashing down the right wing, cross ice, open man Weber, wrist shot, saving Koskinen. He was down and out, and then Weber banked it off him. No, they're going to wave it off. They're going to wave this off. Koskinen made the initial stop, and Weber can't believe it.
I don't know why it was waved off, to be honest with you, Jack. It looked pretty legit to me, and it was Weber that just kind of bought some time and ricocheted off the back of Koskinen. We'll have to take a look at this and see exactly what happened on the play.
Initially, my reaction is the same as yours, because remember, there wasn't contact ushering Koskinen toward Weber. He challenged him up top. This is not a skater, I don't believe. No, it's his own man, if anything.
Yeah, it's the little battle. Shore driving to the net, and as he falls down, and he just can't get back up.
The call on the ice is no goal. It was the Montreal player caused the Edmonton player to be into the net. We have no goal on the ice.
That's a huge break for Edmonton, in my estimation.
Yeah, they're claiming the Montreal player drove into the net, and as a result, pushed back the defenseman into the goaltender. So it's the same thing if it's reverse. If a defenseman pushes an opposing player into his own goaltender, it's going to count as a goal, because that was what the motion that prevented the goaltender from making the save. It's the opposite for the offense. When you're on the offense and you push a defenseman into a goalie, that's what they're claiming. And now the question is, does Claude Julien want to look at this and challenge us? He has the ability to challenge us, and if they overrule it, it's a goal.
My first glance at it is I'd be inclined to challenge him.
He's calling over the official right now and saying, listen, I'm looking at this and I don't know. And
what did you see on your first glance,
You know
Luke?
what? There certainly was some contact. It was a small amount of contact.
Montreal has elected a coach's challenge to challenge the ruling on the ice of no goal.
There you go. I didn't think it was enough to nullify a goal, to be honest with you.
I didn't either.
But let's take a look at it again. Here it is here, driving through the blue paint, and right there, the arm comes up, and I don't know, it's Petrie that drives through, and as a result, he does take down Shore, and Shore goes into the goaltender. So if you look at it from that regard, I'll tell you, they got a good argument here, and Claude Julien feels they have a good goal here, but
see, most of Petrie's contact is on Cuckoo,
I think it's Shore.
Not Shore.
Shore is the majority of the contact on Koskinen. This is going to be close, and this, I got to tell you, I think this is a good challenge by Julien.
Now, it's not reviewable. You could have called an elbow on Petrie for catching Slater Cuckoo, but he doesn't really have anything to do with Shore colliding with Koskinen, at least as I view it.
I gotta tell you, I just don't even know if Petrie made any contact with Koskinen. I think he goes right through. It's the entanglement with Shore, but that's two players that are fighting for the same ice. And at that moment right there, Shore does make the initial bump on Petrie. So for me, he's the one that initiates the contact at a high speed. Petrie doesn't really have a choice but to try and turn and not steamroll Koskinen. I don't think he touches him at all, but Shore on the follow-through does. And what a bank off the back by Weber. I mean, just a heads-up play by him to put it off the numbers and into the net. This will be interesting. They're going to take a long, hard look at this one.
What a mammoth call, too, Louis.
Yes,
again,
huge.
Going back to that 2-0 as opposed to 1-0.
It's just a different game. And you know, they've pushed in this second period, the Canadiens have, and they've really put the pressure on Koskinen. He's made some great saves.
Because now, if the Canadiens have to settle for a 1-0 lead, and remember, the call on the ice was no goal.
Yeah.
That's important,
so
too, in a borderline situation. They're going to have to see real clear evidence that this needs to be overturned. But if you don't get the goal here, Louis, your frustration with Koskinen stoning you is now magnified by the fact that you'd feel you'd get robbed on this one. And it really changes the mental aspect of this game.
Just drive into the net, and it's a defenseman, both defensemen up on the rush. Both Weber and Petrie are up on this rush. It's Weber behind the net that scores the goal. There's the forearm shiver by Petrie, but I don't know if he ever makes contact with Koskinen. Now, they're saying that he bulldozed over Shore and pushed him into Koskinen. It was Shore, in my opinion, that made the initial contact. This is going to be really,
and
see right there, he dug in on Petrie there.
Right.
You could see Shore dig over and into Petrie, which blows him up.
After the coach's challenge, it was determined there was no goaltender interference. We have a good goal on the ice.
And I think they got it right. I really do. I think, you know, in the heat of the battle, it happened so fast. They saw a goaltender go down. They thought there was goalie interference. Claude Julien took a look at it. The coaching staff converged and said, let's challenge this one up by one. and it pays off with a goal. 2-0.
It's one heck of a challenge.
Absolutely.